Have you ever wondered why narcissists often come across as being such exciting people? Before you really get to know them, that is. Here's the thing: narcissists, as well as others on the cluster B spectrum, they need adrenaline and lots of it. Without adrenaline, narcissists and many other cluster Bs, like borderlines and psychopaths, they they feel pretty dead inside, empty, meaningless. They don't really have a sense of purpose either. But of course, a lot of these people, they work on building this facade to look normal. And of course, they get good at mimicking the behaviors of normal people. And sometimes they'll have certain arrangements, take certain actions, like getting married, holding a normal job, sometimes having kids. And a lot of times, a good part of that is for appearances, just to appear normal and maybe even to feel normal, even if they don't really resonate with those things in their life. But even if they have what seems to be a normal life on the surface, these things don't really give them pleasure, doesn't really give them happiness, meaning. Let's look at narcissists, for example. Narcissists don't really have a healthy sense of self. They don't really have a sufficiently healthy sense of self to be able to relate to others, including children, in a healthy way, the way most of us would. They don't really get fulfillment from these things. They might get supply from certain things, but they don't really get fulfillment. One thing that does make narcissists feel alive, though, one thing that does make them feel like they exist, is when they have these adrenaline rushes. Introducing drama in their life, taking part in vices. It could be drugs, gambling, maybe even sex or porn addictions. And also things like taking risks, and sometimes even stupid risks. Putting yourself in dangerous situations. These things. And if you're with the narcissist, they'll take you with them. And what I mean by that is, if they're willing to take a risk on their own, something that could cause harm to them, they don't mind putting other people in the same situation. So many narcissists can be risk takers in certain ways, and a lot of it has to do with that adrenaline, that wanting to feel alive. But that's something you find with some of the other cluster Bs too. So when you first meet the narcissist, you do catch the crosshairs of this adventurous, this risk-taking part of them. And a lot of times that can come across quite attractive. You're picking up on this aura of excitement which they exude. And depending how your life is going, if you've been leading a very dull, boring life, that excitement can be an aphrodisiac. So you want more. You want all in. You want to learn more about them, what they do. It's like there's this hidden promise that if you get close to them, it'll distract you from your own unfulfilled life, which you have known all too well for too long. But little did you know that if you do get too close to the narcissist, you'll soon get way more than you bargained for. So here's the thing, right? Narcissists need the rush, this intense adrenaline to really feel human. And you also want that rush, the excitement, because chances are you've been feeling unfulfilled for one reason or another for quite some time before you met the narcissist, before they came into your life. Otherwise, you don't really feel the attraction towards them, unless you have that kind of dullness, that emptiness, that lack of forward movement. Unless you kind of have that, you don't really get attracted to these people as such. So, in a way, you attract each other because in a way, part of you wants what the narcissist has to offer. And they want somebody like you to partake in that because they'll use you as supply. And some people might think, well, hold on a second. Did I attract the narcissist in my life? And I would say, yeah, you attracted them and they attracted you. It was mutual. Obviously, you're different people, you're different traits. On the one hand, you do have the ability to feel the normal range of human emotions, including things like happiness, contentment. Maybe you're not really feeling it now, but with some work, you can get there. You can get to that healthy place. Narcissists don't feel those normal human emotions. Narcissists feel the more primitive emotions, things like anger, fear, the bliss of adrenaline. But they don't really feel like things like happiness, bonding. Those aren't really things narcissists feel that you can partake in, you can feel, but they can't. And narcissists will always be dependent on people like you, or at least the person who you were when you met them, who are willing to temporarily get lost in the narcissist's charms and their ways. But of course, once you come to your senses and you see what's happening and you realize it's not good for you, you don't serve no further purpose to the narcissist, which means you two depart. You probably have to recover from the toxicity, trauma bond. But then the narcissist, on the other hand, they have to scout out some other broken person who they can draw into their toxic adventures and who they can use as supply. Which, of course, they'll hurt that person too in time. So, few things are better than understanding why we go through certain things and kind of owning up to the reality of it and accepting that, okay, if you understand it, you own up to it. You know there's a way out for you. You know what you have to do. And it never helps to be sulking in a victimhood mindset. It's better to kind of accept it. Yeah, certain things happen, but then kind of bounce out of it. And then you become stronger and you can live a more healthy life.